Coast Fit. And as you can see, I am in my mobile office, all blue. And I'm coming at you today from the great state of, well, I just went through Memphis, but I think I just cut through Tennessee real briefly. I'm on my way to Kansas. Might be in Arkansas. Spent most of the day driving through Alabama. I think I might be in Arkansas now because I went through Memphis about a half hour ago. Anywho, coming at you from Old Blue, the mobile office, and I want to share with you today a bit of an atypical workout, like a lot of our GCF workouts, and that is a good old-fashioned road trip workout. So a lot of people might think, oh, Matt, that sounds dangerous. Working out on the go in a moving vehicle? Well, I would refute that because personally for me, when I do my car workouts, it actually stimulates me. It wakes me up more. It helps the time pass by. And before I know it, half hour to an hour flew by. I'm more alert. I've got more energy to keep on trucking and keep on rolling across this great country. So what I'm going to share with you is an isometric, for the most part, an isometric workout that anyone can do behind the steering wheel. Now, there are some exercises that I am not able to do in Old Blue that I would recommend doing if you have a newfangled vehicle with cruise control, allowing you to free up both legs. I do not have that luxury. And, hold on one sec, merging into traffic here. I do not have that luxury, so I'll stick mostly to upper body, upper extremities, core, and I'll hit a little bit of the thighs and the glutes, but I'll have to leave out some of the calf raises and leg presses that I like to do when I've got 2 free feet because of the cruise control option. So when you're on the road, don't be a fool. You can get a legit muscular stimulation and a legit strength effect in behind the steering wheel. Doesn't take your focus off the road. You don't need any equipment. Take that back. You need a steering wheel. The steering wheel is your equipment. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. So let's say I'm getting a little tired. I've been on the road for 17 hours and it's time to wake up, it's time to energize, it's time to feel like you want to work off some of those road snacks and you want to feel good about yourself. So here's what I will do. I'll run you through one of the routines that I like to go through, and honestly I've come up with about 5 different on the road, behind the wheel fitness routine, and this will be routine A. So, well, again, we'll start from the top, and we're going to make some funny faces. So if you got people around you or in traffic, then this is kind of a treat for them. So there we go. I like to start with some face and cheek, forehead, eye, and mouth exercises, opening up and contracting and closing, just like so. I'm going to do 15 reps. Do them with me. Now, I was literally trying to flex types of shrugs. There we go. Squeeze, lower. Squeeze, lower. Squeeze, lower. Squeeze, lower. Kind of alternate sometimes. Just like a barbell shrug or a dumbbell shrug. Contracting upper trapezius. One at a time. Boy, it is gorgeous out here. We got a golden winter day. I'll show you the scene here after a couple more exercises. Alright, I think that was about 15. Moving on down, sticking with the upper posterior. I'm going to give you some scapular protraction and retraction. Good posture stuff that's good to do anytime, but convenient enough to do it behind the wheel. You know, retract and squeeze, scapulas, protract and stretch. Retract and squeeze, protract and stretch. This is a good one to do because it actually helps your posture while you're at the wheel. Open the chest up, open the back up. Squeeze the scaps, open the chest, back up. As always, breathe with it. Inhale, exhale. Now I'm squeezing back, but I'm also pushing forward, engaging my muscles when I retract and when I spread and protract the shoulder blades. It's a gorgeous day. About 50 in the 50s outside, so I don't need the windows open. And I don't need the AC or the heat on, which I go without anyway. One more. Oh yeah, I feel my rhomboids, my posterior delts and traps contracting very nicely. Alright, I'm going to move to the anterior now. We're going to focus on the pecs. I like to use the steering wheel for this. And what I'm going to do is get some isometric pec flies. I'm going to squeeze the steering wheel, contracting my pecs, give it a little pause rip, and then release. This is a good one because, man, when you squeeze against the steering wheel, it really feels like you get a good amount of resistance. Just like you're on a pec fly machine. I mean, you can really flex your pecs just as hard as you would on a pec fly machine. Now, again, I usually run through 3 or 4 or 5 rounds doing different variations of each of these. For example, might come below the steering wheel and push up, doing an incline chest fly. And I really feel that work in my biceps, my anterior delts, and since I'm pushing upward, I actually feel it work in the upper pecs. Since we're on this subject of steering wheel gains, I'll go ahead and give you a couple more variations. Now I'll come up and I'll push downward. So I've got my hands on like 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and now I'm pushing down, and I'm squeezing together. So now it's like a decline chest fly, kind of like you would experience same type of contracting on a cable fly, pulling downward and inward at an angle. Oh yeah, I'm squeezing my pecs as hard as I can. I'm actually starting to bust a sweat. I like it. One more. Alright. Alright, let's move back to the posterior. I'm going to focus on the mid-back now. So we're going to do a little bit of back extension, spinal flexion and extension. And it's kind of like you're doing a seated cat-cow, like the yoga move. And so I'm going to extend my spine and then flex my spine. When I extend my spine, what I like about this is I'm pushing my scapulas and upper back into the seat. And that actually provides resistance. And then when I flex forward, I'm actually doing like a crunch and flexing my abs. Crunch, push against the seat, crunch and flex the abs. And it's up to you. It doesn't even matter that we don't have any form of resistance like weights or dumbbells. You do have things like the steering wheel and the back of your seat, which is a formidable assistance. Again, it's kind of like a cat-cow. Cat when we flex, cow when we extend. Let's get a couple more. Flex those abs and extend. All right, good. Gonna move back to the anterior. Actually gonna move back to biceps because it's another good one to use the steering wheel for. So essentially now, this is really back and bis. Treat your steering wheel like it's a handle, like on a cable row machine or a rowing machine. And you're going to pull the steering wheel towards you, flexing your lats in a pretty much an isometric fashion, and squeezing your biceps like you're trying to pull your fist towards you. This is different than the chest flies. On the chest flies, we're squeezing the steering wheel inward towards itself. Now we're pulling it towards you. So here we go. You see a little difference there. It's like I'm trying to pull myself forward, flexing my lats, flexing my biceps. You really have to pull your palms towards you. That's the difference. We're not pushing your palms inward anymore like the chest fly. Pulling your palms towards you. I'm really starting to work up a little sweat. Hopefully you can still hear me. Contract. Really what it's all about. Your mind-muscle connection here. It's a very neurologically based exercise. All of these are. So it's really up to you to be your own best judge on which reps you get the best and most forceful contractions. Alright, moving right along. I'm going to go down to the thighs. And I would like to do leg presses where you press up against the floorboard. But I've got to keep one foot on the pedal. Again, I don't have all that fancy cruise control jazz. So I'm just going to do some isometric quad contractions. Here I'm going to alternate. So maybe you can see my thighs. Here we go. Now I'm trying to isolate my quadriceps for now. Because you can easily flex your glutes, your hamstrings, and your calves as well. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're on the road and you're trying to kill some time and you like the added challenge, I'm trying to piece things apart, focusing on my quads. Again, I'm alternating. I'll get about 10 on each side. Now I'll do them together for the last few. It's actually harder to isolate your quads than you would think. Alright, I'm going to go into the glutes now. Now I'm going to alternate between flexing my right butt cheek and my left butt cheek. Again, you might still see my quads jumping. I like to also push my hip down into the bench. Excuse me. Into the bench. So you might see my body elevating on each rep a little bit, because when I squeeze my butt, it makes me a little taller. And then once again, it's hard to isolate my glutes from my quads. And they both kind of flex together. But again, I'm thinking about the butt. Whereas previously I was thinking about the thighs. Alright, so now, here's one I can do because I got my heels on the ground. Hamstring curls. When you're doing hamstring curls, you're going to dig your heels down into the floorboard, which flexes your hams. Again, it's like a hamstring curl machine. Also get your calves in the mix. There's no avoiding that. Your hamstrings and calves work together on this one. But think about digging your heel down into the floorboard like you're trying to scoot your butt forward, like you're trying to drag your butt forward on the seat. Again, I'm doing one at a time because I like that added challenge, differentiating right from left side. So you might see me, I'm kind of scooting forward with every rep because I'm literally digging my heel into the ground and trying to perform a hamstring curl, which kind of scoots me forward on the seat a little bit. Now my speed's going up and down. I look at the needle, I'm going 50, then I look back down, I'm going 70, because I'm playing with the throttle. I got truckers behind me probably thinking I'm having a seizure or something, but hopefully I'll have some trucker clients I can share this with, and I'm sure they'll get a kick out of it. But I would imagine the truckers have their own routines. Alright, I got a nice little hamstring burn there. Roll this back up just to make sure you can hear me. I'm going to put the lower body together now. I'm going to flex quads, glutes, hammies, and calves all together without pushing on anything. Just isometric, full lower body tension. There we go. Really focusing on my calves on this one too. I get a nice long contraction. I'm going to do about a 3-second pause on every rep. Sometimes it helps to palpate. Feel your quads. Feel your butt. I think it helps you connect to the muscle when you can touch the muscle and tell it to flex. I do that a lot on things like calf raises and leg extensions. Get a few more here. Now I'm going to bust out 5 fast. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. So, we'll say that's routine A. Again, I'll run through that series of events, that sequence of events 3 or 4 or 5 times. Just kind of moving in different angles. And it does, it gives you some energy, it wakes you up. Might make you a little hungry for your next pit stop. And it allows you to feel a little bit of a sense of accomplishment, which you certainly did accomplish something. Anytime you're busting out an isometric workout, you'll always hear me say isometrics are something, a form of training that is highly beneficial, but highly neglected. You know what? If you're on the road sitting in the car, bust it out, get it in. Me personally, when I'm in the gym or when I'm at home doing my workout routine, I like to use all the toys and equipment that I have for things other than isometrics. So there's a time and a place, and I can't really move around too much in old blue here. So this is the time and the place to enjoy a nice isometric workout. Probably do another round here in about a half hour or so. And I do actually feel like my muscles got worked. Again, it's a good opportunity to work on your mind-muscle connection. I'll show you a little bit of this countryside while we're finishing this video up. Now that is what I like to see on a road trip. I like to see wide open spaces and not much traffic. I try to take the scenic route across the country. It's worth it. Alright, have fun. Bust it out. Stay strong.